In this video we are going to route those wires to the inside of the car, and we are also going to extend them so we can connect into the AEM. If you see my last video, I labeled everything. That was step one. So we have all this mess here, and then I was waiting on those parts here, which are some solder heat shrink. So the middle part is a low temperature solder. I'm not going to put in the engine anyway, but if I do, the temperature is a little higher than the engine, and this side here is going to make it waterproof. Not that we need, but I'm going to. So what we do is we have two ways. We can just meet the wires in the middle and then heat it up, and once you heat that up, this solder is going to melt and solder the two wires together, which is pretty tough to take it apart. And this here is a heat shrink, which is going to shrink here very nicely. So this is a very clean job. It's gonna look very nice. I'm very happy with that. And also I decided to put this AEM in some special place. Check it out. This is my ECU, and you have the wire coming in here. The wire is gonna come, all the wires are gonna come to this hole in here, which is already there, and I'm gonna put a wire loom like this in here. Wire, and in here on this router I'm going to route this to the inside of the car, and inside of the car now you have the AEM. And if you see here, just so you see what's happening, we have the steering wheel. This here has this plastic, right, which is all this part here, but also has a metal underneath. So I'm gonna get under this metal here and put my AEM right in there. Right, that's all we need. That's it. It's gonna be tucked in, it's gonna be nice. I need a vacuum line here, which is gonna be nice also, because see how close my vacuum line will be from the engine to the AEM and to the pillar, because I also need to the boost. And you know, it's gonna be less wire, way less wire. I'm gonna save so much money just putting this in here. I'm not sure how many more, sorry, I'm shutting the door, how many more rolls I will need, but my plan is, if with one roll I could make 4 extensions now, or 3, now I would be able to make 6 or 7. And we have 24-hour wires on the big connector and 22 on the smaller connector, so it's 46. At $7 each, $70 in wire. Anyway, let's see what we can do. I'm not sure. It's not all of them we're going to use, because there's the mag sensor and there's the other kind of sensor, so it's either or. So I'm gonna figure it out, what is the either or, what I have, and sort of delete them. I'm not gonna remove anything from there, just not gonna use it, and let's go from there. So here, right out of the bat, injector 5 and 6, we don't have it, so this will be a no, and this will be a no. Fuel injector 6 input, this is a no. It's funny how it's like sparse, I don't know. Fuel injector 2 input, fuel injector 1, 2, fuel injector 5 input, we don't need that. Okay, so we deleted already 4 of those wires. One thing I figured was how do we identify if it's a Hall or is a mag, right? And we have crank sensor and camshaft 1 and 2. I don't believe we have 2 for the camshaft, but we're gonna check. So this is it. This is the camshaft sensor. So this is gonna tell what the position of the camshaft is. We're gonna take that out and see how many wires we have there, or we can just look behind in here. I can see 3 in here. There's a black, a yellow, and a colored one. So, alright. That settles it. And now we need to go under the car. Okay, it should be this guy here, right above the oil filter. So what I need to do is, I don't want to take that out of there. I just want to move this heat shrink and see how many wires we have there. So let's see. Yep, we also have 3. So 3 and 3. Thug life. So that said, mag has 2, so it's not mag, it's Hall. So this here goes away. This here goes away. Camshaft sensor 2 goes away, so I don't need that. Mag here. Mag, input, output. That fuel 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. I think this is good. And here, so the only Hall is the camshaft 1 sensor input. That's the only one I left here. And we still need the output. Well, how? Cam 1 output. Cam 2 is gone, so boom. We don't need that. Power Hall, crankshaft input, mag, fuel injector switch, Hall output, and mag. Nice. So we are going to delete all those numbers here. I'm going to make an X sign in here, just so we have a visual representation of what's going to be deleted, and this is going to happen right now. And that's it. So everything that's painted in here, we're going to delete. Now our job will be double check what we have here. Since this is a used one, we had all of this here deleted, and I want to double check. So a good way to do it, since I named everything, it'll be sort of easier. So 11, 10, 8, this is all large, which is this one. So now I'm gonna make a little thing here. 11, 10, and 8. So 11, 10, and 8. 8 was deleted. I don't want to delete 8. I want to keep 8 because this is the camshaft 1 sensor input. So I'm gonna move this out in here, and I'm gonna retest that guy just to be sure that it wasn't a mistake that I put there by accident. It doesn't look like it, and surprised me that was deleted anyway. So now we have 10, 11, we have 9, then we got 4, 7. It's kind of hard to get all of them here. 50 minutes passed and I finally deleted all the wires I need from the large connector. The way I got it from the person had a mag sensors. They had mag sensors, so he was deleting something that I shouldn't because I'm using Hall sensors. I don't even know if I can choose it or what to use, but that's what I have in the car right now. That's what I'm gonna use. I'm not gonna cut any wire. I'm just gonna delete like this, and you know, put inside the wire loop and good to go. If I need tomorrow, if I change tomorrow, wires are here. So now I'm gonna get all those red ones and I'm going to do the job. Man, tell me about it. It's a lot of work. Oh, by the way, I had some of them labeled incorrectly, so I needed to measure again. So it's good to have an exercise of doing it twice, not at the same time. Do it again. Do it, go to the car, do it again. I'll probably do it 3 times when I wire everything and put the wires out here. I'm gonna be sure that I'm linking to the correct point. Nice. So what I do now is I find number 2, which is this guy here. I'm lucky. And number 2 is Hall style sensor camshaft number 2. So I'm gonna delete this guy. I can delete like shell like that. It should be fine. There you go. Nope. I'm gonna remove that because I put too close to the end, but you got the picture. What I'm doing is just that. I'm coming here, you know, and putting a little piece of electrical tape so I know that this is not going to be connected and this is not going to bother anything else. So 2 is gone, and I know that those are all red, which was great. I name like that. So I have 7, those are black. 4, 14 is good. 14 is Hall crank sensor. I have 6, which is TPS input. I have 1, which is fuel injector 1. I have 20. 20 is going to be deleted, and I just double checked. It is a mag sensor. So do that. Tape it. Squeeze the top. Good to go. There's this guy here, which is 3. 3 is Hall sensor. We're good. Okay. 14. So I guess this is good here. 7, and finally completed everything. So everything that has this thing is here, they're gonna be deleted. I mean, they're not gonna be connected. I just don't know why this is like this, but it doesn't quite matter to me. Like why it has the zip ties like in here, but it's not the whole small and large and all that stuff. I'm gonna leave it for now because I'm not quite sure the reason why it's happening. And dude, let's put this inside the car, and actually let me count how many of each one we have. So I'm gonna count, for example, 1 blue, 1 red, and all that stuff. I don't need to count in here. I can count in the paper because here it has the color. I don't know if you can read. I mean, I keep showing this, but this is actually like that. It has the colors and what it does and all that stuff. So I can follow this here. And I know how many of those here I'm gonna cut. I have the length. I cut them all. I mean, I cut the blue and the yellow, and I'm gonna cut the rest of it, and then we're going to start soldering everything. Well, soldering, I'm gonna use this here, but I might need to get a blowtorch, I have two blowtorches. I need a just like a heat gun, because it doesn't burn, it doesn't have the flame. Alright, this is much heavier than I expected. 27 wires cut to the size that I need. I end up buying too much, well, an extra yellow. I think everything else is fine. Missing black, but I use something else and I painted black. It's like, just doesn't matter. So now what I need to do is I'm gonna wire these guys inside the car and give me some room so I can solder everything on this cable here. So wire by wire we're gonna put this together, but inside the car already. So I'm going to probably I think I got this side here, so I got one by one and put them kind of together. Okay, so let's do like this. This will be easier for us to push through the router. I mean, technically speaking, the freaking hole that go from the side of the fender to the inside of the bay, inside of the car, and that's what we need to do now. So I'm gonna make a nice rounded tip in here so it doesn't stick anywhere, and then once it is inside the car, we're gonna remove that and start our work. Alright, you can see the wires here already. So yeah, you see this here. So I need to pull this as much as I can so it's easier for me. Once we get all this tied up, I'm gonna pull that back, and basically this here is going to take almost everything till we reaches the wire loom, which is back there, and we're gonna have like some leftover wire here and there. So basically what I need to do for now is get wire by wire so I can get colors, right? So I'll get a red one, put one of those inside, open up, there you go. Then I'm gonna get another wire from here, which is also red. So I'm gonna get this pink one, which I called red in my thingy, on my schema, and there you go. So we are going to do this 27 times. Put them together. Wires are aligning in the middle of this. Now I tried to get a blow dryer, it didn't quite work. This is too angry. So that gotta hold it straight, it's melting. Nice. Now we shrink the sides just to get it tight. Nice. All right. All done. and I end up deleting a few more of those here. I'm gonna explain why. So I hung this thing in here so I could it was all interlaced and stuff, so I fixed all of that. I separate everything that's deleted so it's kind of clean. One more thing I'm going to do here before routing this, putting this through the firewall and putting inside the car, is I gotta get one by one, and I'm gonna label the other end, because once I route through the fender and all this stuff and get here, and I get this part in here, I'll have no idea what is that, which number is that, and I don't want to use the multimeter again because it's going to be super hard. Since one end is going to be inside the car and another end here, I won't be able to click and see where it is, what is what. So I'm going to simply get this here and say this is 5. So I'm going to put another thing in here saying 5. So I'm going to do all of that and come back in a minute. I labeled all the ends, the end of the cable. I tested, I plugged with the multimeter in there and in the end to be sure that the numbers were correct. They were correct, so we're good there. What I'm going to do now, I need to put some tape here, make it rounded. I won't be able to do that with the labeling in here because it's gonna get stuck. Then it's gonna be a loss of time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a plastic bag, put in here. I'm gonna cut this plastic bag very carefully with this very expensive scissors. There you go. Okay. So when you see something coming out of there, means success. Oh yeah, we made it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this guy here free. Yeah, look at that. So now I just need to do same thing that was there. I'm gonna move this up here. There you go. There you go. So here, there you go. So here I have plenty. So I can even pull a little more and try to figure it out a way to put under the seat if I want to. Yeah, look at that. So to complete, I separated the red one, which is the small connector, and the large one, which was the red and the black, right, that we named, and I'm separating them in 2 smaller wire looms. So you see it comes large, and then I'm getting 2 smaller ones. It's just gonna be easier for me when I get to the engine to know what is what. You know, I don't need to keep searching for it. I couldn't drive all the wires to here, so I disconnected the ECU real quick, and which is of course not plugged, and I'm gonna get this wire loom. That's one. Put it out there. Look how much I have left. It's great. I can even, I think, pull a little bit to the inside. I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but put this guy here too. Yeah. There you go. So I have that. Yeah, it's gonna be super clean. And ECU goes in here. Final touches here. Cut. Done. This finally concludes the part 2, which was routing. I couldn't be happier with this. I mean, it's super clean. And yeah, I guess now we go to the phase 3, which is actually tapping into the harness wire. And you know, just that I think that's the part that we need to be more careful, because we don't have too much wire. If we screwed up, we start shortening stuff, and I mean, we can always use things and solder more wire in there, but you don't want to mess with it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that beautiful like button right down here, or down here. I never know which side it is. It's kind of weird. And I'll see you in the next video.
Look past my face. See status. I mean, it's a McDonald's.